You're making 800K a month at least. You're living in a room where
in
you're
one
getting
one.
paid
Yeah.
80K.
When I make this money, I discipline myself so much to make sure that I'm not spending way more than I'm earning so that I'm able to minimize how much I'm spending.
You've built Music Base Africa to 600 right now. What would you say is the procedure to building a platform like that?
The procedure is simple, but then I'm going to say it requires a lot. People should never minimize the importance of these Facebook groups. Facebook groups help a lot.
Not long ago, you published your book.
In this book, you're going to find out in details with good examples how you can actually start up a platform, be it on Instagram, and you're actually able to pull people and get this huge following.
You posted something the other time, I think that was in February. You said you received a strange call. The person dished out a lot of encouraging words to you.
I was shocked, I was happy, I was like, someone like Stanley, there are like a million pages on Facebook. He's been going through Facebook, he has been able to notice what I'm doing, and he's taking out time to call me and talk for this long. This was a very big motivation for me.
There's a time you posted something between Askia and Tila. Why did Tila block you?
If someone is hitting me right now, then I don't know.
Starting blogging afresh in 2024, what are my chances to succeed?
It's never too late. Bloggers like It's Bode, who decided to create his personal platform just like late 2023, and he started getting engagement. So if you want to start your platform during a period that a particular stuff is trending.
In October 2022, you announced Big City. This just blew my mind. What's up, my smart friend? Before you jump straight into this episode, there are 3 boxes I'd love you to check while you watch. First things first, please make sure to hit the subscribe or the follow button down below, because the more we grow, the bigger guests we can approach on this platform and the more value we can bring to you here on the podcast. Second, a lot of friends always reach out to me and say something like, "Hey, Arrey, I really did enjoy this particular segment of this episode." What I want you to do, if you get to a point like that, pick up your phone and send this to a friend and say, "Hey, check this out between 10 to 15 minutes. There's something very important I'd love you to see." Number 3, please make sure to check out the links in the description for very helpful resources. You're going to find the link to join the Smart Club, which is my private mentorship club for friends who want to learn and master a high-income digital marketing skill. Whether your goal is to build your personal brand, become a freelancer, or get a job in digital marketing, the Smart Club is going to be the right place for you. Also, you're going to find the link to join our 21,000 Smart Friends on email, where you're going to receive an email from me once every week. Plus, down below, you're also going to see links to connect with the guest. So please make sure you tick those 3 boxes and enjoy the rest of this episode. When you were growing up, did you ever think I was going to start something online? I was going to do anything online? What was that transition for you? And how did you come about starting like blogging and starting to create content online?
Okay, growing up, I was this guy who liked doing so many things. I believed in learning how to do so many things because I felt like there's a possibility that you could learn how to do this, and then maybe tomorrow you find out that this isn't really useful, or maybe this isn't bringing a lot of money. So
Mhm.
while growing up, I was this guy. I knew how to draw. I used to participate dancing, reading livestock. I mean, that was back then in primary school. So I always believed in the idea of doing so many things. But being online, working online was never something that I ever thought of. Even right to the point of when I was in Form 5, I never even thought of something like this. I never thought of
Mm.
something like this. So I was just one thing that only connected me online was I was this guy was always on my phone. Like people always complained, the man left phone on away. So I was always on my phone, not on my phone doing anything online, just like chatting. But I
Mhm.
was always glued to my phone. So I always had this fear that if I have a job or if what I do in future isn't tied to my phone, I might be distracted and it might cost me opportunities. So I prayed that whatever I want to finally do should be something that will require me to be on my phone always, because that's just me. It's like an addiction already. And thanks to God, I finally got to do something that was online. So how did this whole thing start? I was also
Mm.
an artist by the name Fuchor, same name I use as a blogger right now. I was an artist, and when I was doing this music, I discovered something. I discovered every time I released a song, a huge amount of money was invested in paying a group of people online, bloggers, who were to
Mm.
promote these songs I was releasing.
Yeah.
So I sat down and I thought to myself, these guys are making so much money from this. And then I
Mhm.
decided to low key. There was this thing again. Every time, as an artist, when you're composing a song, there are these ideas that pop through your mind, and you
Yeah.
expect that okay, when a promoter listens to it, he's going to like put himself in your place and find some perfect
Relate.
words to describe
Mhm.
what you've just released. But at
Yeah.
some point, I felt like the guys were not really, bringing out that stuff. Few were doing so, but I felt like if I was to do this thing myself, as in if I was the one to post about this stuff I've just done, I'll do it differently. So that made me, I joined a blog, Hip Hop in 5, as an administrator. I didn't create the blog, was created by a friend, Bate, and I
Mhm.
just joined the platform. So
Mhm.
they didn't know I was, how do I say this word, anonymous. Yeah, I joined the platform like that using another person's face, but I'd agreed with that person. So I was
Mhm.
blogging. I learned how learning from other blogs I was following on social media, how this blogging thing is done. I was, observing their write-ups. Then on Hip Hop in 5, I was talking about music on a global scale, artists, rap artists in America, Cameroonian artists, Nigerian artists. And then once in a while, I will kind of sneak in content about me, who is an artist, and then I'll post.
Mhm.
Like when I drop a song, I'll go extra hard to promote myself on the platform. So the main thing that made me to first of all enter blogging is that I wanted to promote myself, as in I was doing something that I felt like the world needed to hear.
Yeah.
So as time was going on, I had this little shake with my label. I will not say it's a big misunderstanding. It's just something like, I'm sure you know of the duo Ego and Credo.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you've
I
heard
do.
of them. They made waves online. So
Mhm.
the label I was signed under, Talanga Motion Pictures, it came a time when they signed Ego
We
from
go
that group.
upgrade.
They signed him,
Oh.
and then when he started gaining all these bursts, he had a misunderstanding with the label. He went and signed another deal with another record label, all of that. So I felt like, though the CEO, the founder of the label, has never said this, but I felt like at a certain point he felt, uh, I'm investing so much into this kid. So this is how tomorrow these guys can gain all
Yeah.
this fame, and then they just start
Leave
acting
you.
big
Mhm.
and acting like I've never done anything for them. So that particular action from Ego, I'm sure that's what killed his spirit. And he never. My contract with them is still valid up to this very moment. And there's still another artist that is called His Keys under the label. So after that action from Ego, the boss just automatically halted everything. I personally did some effort on my end, removed money. That time, for see 1,000 being by the grace of God. But then I was able to gather
Mhm.
enough money, travel to Bafusam, pay the hotel, spend the night, paid studio session, recorded a song. Just that final move to show that I'm still like, putting in my own energy. I'm not leaving anything to you. I'm not leaving everything to you. I want to show you that I personally am determined to see myself, my career move forward. So when I did that
Mhm.
action, I sent the audio to the WhatsApp group. The boss himself never reacted. It was at that point that I knew that he is not really interested again. He has already
Yeah.
like lost the whole dream, the whole ambition of running a record label, signing artists, all of that. So I felt like if I was just there, I would have just been marking time and wasting my time for nothing.
From
And
an
then
from an
blogging,
artist from an artist perspective, do you think like this is the same with most record labels and how some of the record labels tend to invest in the talents where you feel maybe the boss feels like we're going to do all this investment, then after you blow up maybe you leave, especially with what we face around Cameroon. Do you think so from that perspective?
well, my own situation is rare because for most record labels, what happens is as time starts going on, the artists
Mhm.
themselves start demanding so much, start
Yeah.
expecting maybe, when an artist is still underground, the artist not by any way to be fame, not by any way to be the meaning for say one day if you go sing for some place they give up to 100,000. They are still
Hmm.
humble, as in they are willing to accept anything. But then
Yeah.
once they start making this big name in the record label, they start gaining this popularity, they start feeling like I should be entitled to more. I should own an iPhone now. But me, I
Mm.
never ever had that mindset. As in, no matter the situation, I was happy. There was no time that I came to the boss demanding, oh, I need money for this. It was out
Mhm.
of his own goodwill. So I feel like the main problem that always causes artists and record labels to split is because at the beginning, these
Yeah.
artists sign deals which are, to be honest, most of these deals are never favorable to the artist. But these artists accept to
Mm.
sign because at that point they don't see
In the
themselves
spirit,
like they are going to into this business partnership. They see it like someone is
taking a
someone
chance on
wants to
them.
help me out, and then the bigger
Mm.
picture, realizing different things, wanting to live a kind of life, and then that's how those issues come in.
All right. Right now, you've built Music Base Africa to 595,000 plus followers.
600, yeah.
Ooh, 600 right now. So my stats are behind. Tell me how you did that. What would you say is the procedure to building a platform like that?
This is a procedure to building a Facebook page. Let me
Ooh,
precise
okay.
Facebook page as a Cameroonian that I am.
Drop some
So
bars.
the procedure is simple, but then I'm going to say it requires a lot before even deciding that you want to build a platform like that. Before deciding that you want to become a blogger, you have to bear in mind that it is something which requires a lot of sacrifices. Sometimes someone write me for promo and I will charge the person. The person will be like, not be just for copies on team page stamp. The bigger
Mm-hmm.
thing there is being able to first of all grow a platform like that, and that's where you put
Yeah.
in the highest amount of work. But to grow a platform like that, what does it take? First of all, I started by creating the platform, looking for a name that when most people come to Facebook, even someone who has never used
Mm.
Facebook at all, the person wants to, if the person wants to see about music, the person will type music. And there's a very high chance that by just typing music, my page might appear. So first of all, I start by choosing a name that I know a lot
Ooh,
of
so the
people.
brand name is so step
Well,
number one, the brand name is very important.
Voila. The branding is very important. So again, after creating this platform, I set my goals. I know the goal is to pull the attention of music lovers from every part of the world. So from every
Mm.
part of Africa. So what I do is I start by searching up very big artists in every country, and then I try to follow them up so that I am able to get updates when these top stars are popping. And then again, people should never minimize the importance of these Facebook groups. Facebook groups help a lot. Like,
Ooh.
for example, on my page, Music Based Africa, my personal timeline, I am in WhatsApp groups like maybe Davido fan groups, Wizkid fan groups, Burna Boy fan groups, Jovi fan groups, all these
Mm.
popular stars. I'm in their fan groups. So what I do every time is when I make a post about them, I
Take it
used
to
to do
this
this a
group.
lot when the blog was still like trying to grow up. When I do a post about them, I share in their groups, and I try to be
Mm.
as positive as possible, not controversial. Like, because when you start
Mm.
getting controversial and people start reporting your platform when it's still young, there's an issue. So I put a very positive write-ups about these people. I share to their WhatsApp groups, which have over thousands of followers. And these WhatsApp groups are, Facebook groups. These Facebook groups
Yeah.
are free. You don't have to pay anything to, So when I share in these Facebook groups, fans of these artists, most of the fans of these popular artists are so aggressive. When they see
Yeah.
something about their favorite artist, they want to react, do this stuff. So
Mm.
make a post about Wizkid, share in the group, make a post about that video, share in the group. You discover, you start getting followers here and there. And then another thing is you try to make posts about artists who are, should we say, mid-career artists here. You make a post about them. This set of artists are artists who always like tend to be very happy when they see someone give some kind of
And they
deep
will
insights
share
about them on a
and
page.
comment
Yeah, they always share it, and by sharing it, their followers get to
the
follow
fans.
you.
For example, just before you continue, who would you consider like a mid-career artist? So, let's say 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers. What would be your metrics to decide a mid-career artist?
I heard your question. Well, what I was about to say is that you can't answer a question like that because on a general scale, because in Nigeria, for example, Rema
Mhm.
is a mid-career artist in Nigeria, but then he has more followers than someone like Jovi or Stanley Eno, who are already established artists here. So if you want to compare the Cameroon entertainment industry, you discover that if you're talking about an established artist, you're talking about an artist who has at least 300 to a million followers, and then mid-career artist, you're looking at an artist who has at least 70 to let's say 100, and then upcoming
Right.
below.
Right.
And
Okay.
then
Yes.
the reality is you cannot really use followers as a metrics to really measure if an artist is that, because there are a lot of things people do these days. There are people who buy followers. You see someone want 1 million followers, no engagements, all of that. So it depends on a lot of factors. Yeah.
Mhm. And so you said rule number one is you choose the right brand name. Rule number
Hmm.
two, you build a plan around your content. Rule number
Yeah.
three is you join in these Facebook groups for these very popular artists. So each time you make a post about this artist, you share to their group so that you can
Yeah.
get followers. And then you're utilizing these Facebook groups. Yeah. Are there any other things that someone should do when they are building the platform that way?
Facebook provides an option where you will see your page, they like what you've done, and then they forget that, oh, they have to follow you to see more. So every platform gets a viral post once in a while. Once you successfully make a post that's going viral and getting thousands of reactions, you can always, like, in your spare time, check those who have reacted to the post and send invite. Again,
Mm.
if you're the kind of person that, okay, you know that this is a platform that you intend to use to make money. There's no way
Mm.
you'll be making money without investing money. Once in a while, you could always do giveaway to encourage people to be active on the platform. Like on my personal page,
Right.
Fuchor, most at times, if I want to make a promo post, I know that it's important for that promo post to get engagements. So I've already made my followers to understand that okay, once you see a post that looks like a promo post, the goal is for that post to have engagements. So please, you do well to share, do well to leave a comment, do well to like, and sometimes maybe once
Mhm.
every week, I just like tag different people and ask them to send in my mono number. So yeah, encourage other people to stay active. You know, most
Mm,
promo posts at times are not things which are interesting, which people want to just jump on. So
yeah.
to get people really interested, maybe that person who is liking and sharing at that particular moment because of giveaway might not be interested in the content, but by sharing that content might reach
They have
someone who is
someone in
actually
the
interested.
timeline. Mhm.
So yeah, once in a while you should try to like do giveaway. Most people ignore this, but at least to get these engagements on your page.
I think it's very interesting the way you've broken it down. And quite honestly, this is like a masterclass for anyone that wants to build a page because you're learning from someone who has actually done it. Not long ago, you published your book, and in your book, which is blogging and content creation, top secrets revealed, and you said this was the secret to making at least 2,000 per month in with blogging. Talk to me about that book and some of the key points which anyone watching this could pick away once they pick up your book to read.
Most people always tag me like a scammer right now because they feel like
Mm,
there's no way that you'll be using your phone to generate so much money and put up projects here and there. But then it's actually very possible. I found a way to do it, and I believe most people can do it. So the book, blogging and content creation, top secrets reviewed. It's about 77 pages, and
mm,
in this book, you're going to find out in details with good examples how you can actually start up a platform, be it on Instagram, be it on Twitter, and you're actually able to pull people and get this huge following. So by reading this book, there are a lot
mm.
of things that you're going to pick up. Actually, I've avoided a Facebook interview where I have to talk about these things because people have been writing me and they are like, okay, want to know what's your secret for, like, I've released the book is out there, and you still
Yeah, yeah.
message me and you're asking me this and that. So sometimes I want to feel like, okay, see, when I feel like I'm done pushing this book and people are done acquiring it, I don't want to get on a platform and then I start really disclosing the in-depth contents of this book. It has to be like a secret, and anybody who wants to get the book, you just have to know that okay, this book contains lots of key points that are going to help you. And truly, those who have read the book, they have come back with their reviews. I plan on posting some of the reviews, like lots of reviews, very soon. And again, Alan Chomben, one of should I say, our social media lawyers who gives
Mm.
English lessons all the time. That's one person who doesn't like, when he wants to do a review about your stuff, he doesn't care who you are. He did a review about Kang Kinto's movie last time, and you see, it cost a lot of. So that's someone that okay, he's always honest with his view. So I actually reached out to him, and then I gave him the book. He went through, and he was able to, write down something about it, and he gave the book a 9 on 10 simply because
Wow.
the one mark was off because he felt I used an example in my book. I used this guy very dark man when I was talking about different strategies that you could pull followers, and he felt like I wasn't supposed to use a controversial somebody like that.
Figure.
So yeah, there are lots of things in the book. You just have to like buy to find out.
So I saw on your, I was just going through your timeline. I saw that the copies have now been subsidized to 3,000. So I'm going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
buy I'm going to buy 5 copies for the first 5 people for the five people that are going to drop a comment under this episode link. I'm going to buy 5 copies for them. And then for those who are going to come late, maybe the other first 10 people who are just going to say why they need a book, I will pay half their money because I want them to invest in themselves as well. I think that, to be honest, if you can't invest 3,000, 5,000 in yourself, I truly think that you don't deserve success.
If they who are watching this actually think maybe I didn't have to invest at that level at some point, actually
Mm.
I attended Bonte's course on marketing, and I spent it was
Right.
like 180,000 that I paid to attend that course. It was few weeks.
Mm.
I took what I had to, what I was interested in grabbing, and that's
Yeah,
it. So sometimes
very
you really
important.
have to invest to acquire more knowledge.
Yeah. So for those who are watching this, if you watch this, I'm telling you right now, you need to invest into yourself. And literally, when I made the first time I ever made my first 4 million per month, I thought I pay 1 million for some person. And because apart from paying that money, I swear to you, that money hurt me. They were moving. And then it was more like, now, so I can be serious with this. And then that pain that you get from the money, it causes you to put your head down and start to do more work. What's up, guys? Very quick one before you keep watching the rest of the video. So we have just announced the launch of the Smart Club, which is my private mentorship club for anyone who wants to learn a high income digital marketing skill. So I just wanted to have a quick break to tell you about it. 12 plus digital marketing skills that you can learn from, whether you're building your personal brand, whether you want to become a freelancer, a service provider, or your goal is to learn that digital marketing skill and land a digital marketing job. 12 plus digital marketing skills, and I'm personally going to mentor you for the next couple of months every week through my live master classes and everything like that. And so I just wanted to break here and ask you to go check it out. Down in the description there's going to be a link. Go check it out and make sure that you enroll in the club before you continue watching the rest of the video. I look forward to seeing you on your very first club session. So you posted something the other time, I think that was in February, and you said you received a strange call. And the person on the other side said to you, hey, you dish out, the person dished out a lot of encouraging words to you. And he said that he enjoyed your positive energy. And then later on, the person reveals himself and you find out that person is Stanley. Talk to me about how that call went down.
Based on the fact that where I live, first of all, like power supply right here disturbs a lot. So most of the times, I always like people if they're writing me for business, then they should come to WhatsApp, not sending me a call. Because trying to pick up a call means unplugging my phone from charge, this and that, and I always just like my phone being on charge all the time. So when that call came in, I don't know, but something told me you have to pick this. I normally don't even pick strange calls because I believe if you have something serious, like really serious, you think of writing me on WhatsApp. So I don't know, but something pushed me that day I should pick the call. Then when I picked the call, this way, okay, you've just picked a call and it's a strange number, so you expect the person to really be straight to the point like that, or. So I was kind of sounding like this and that, trying to be rude, and then the person was talking nice now, talking about okay, um, uh, is this future, this and that, and then when he finally revealed himself, I was totally embarrassed. Like, why talking? He felt okay. I should have recognized his voice, but then my phone first of all, phone where I began and that can be some low tune, so I could not really get the voice well, not to talk of trying to recognize. So when he revealed himself, I was shocked, I was embarrassed, I was happy. I was like, someone like Stanley, there are like a million pages on Facebook. He's been going through Facebook. He has been able to notice what I'm doing, and he's taking out time to call me and talk for this long. So I felt like really excited. I didn't even know what to say. Like I was just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then for me, this was a very big motivation for me. We do things all the time, and people tell us, okay, this is good, this is good. But then Stanley will not tell you that this thing is good if it's not good. That's someone who has been in the music industry for the longest time. He has collaborated with probably lots of bloggers, different countries, and all of that. So him acknowledging and saying, okay, this is good, then it just told me that it was just a message for me that okay, I'm actually doing something great. I just have to keep up. People are watching.
How do you, in most of the cases, how do you create your content? I'm trying to think about your content strategy. Is there a specific number of times people have to post? For example, I want to start blogging, I want to start a page. Do I have to post 3 times a day? Do I have to post once a day? Do I have to post once a week? What is a good metrics so that you keep the page up and running with some engagement?
Okay. When I was starting up with blogging, I always made sure that I made at least 8 posts daily. But right
It,
now, I have platforms with active followers already. So what I do is my major goal is always to send out exclusives, to be the first to communicate on something when it's still hot. Like if you notice my platform, if there is a news that surrounds a Cameroonian celebrity, when it comes out,
and you
I can say with confidence that I'm always like top 4. Uh, like on my Facebook page, and my page is always like the Facebook page that you see communicating on it, or why not the first most of the times, like the news about Carl Toko Ekambi's retirement from international football
yeah, I
that
saw
came
that.
out yesterday. I was like one of the first to communicate on it. I communicated on it before even seeing it on Mimimafo. So it's always like my goal that if there is this news that's hot, I should be the first to put it out, because when people realize this place is always like, we always get hot news from this platform first, they'll always want to follow you a lot. So because of that, I am always on my phone. I'm always, because Twitter is the realest place where you get these hot issues. This is where you interact with these celebrities where you feel like they are gods, but you actually interact with them, you talk to them and they reply you. So Twitter is like that platform where exclusive really circulate. I'm always on Twitter refreshing. So when I saw that Carl Toko Ekambizi's, I just took it to Facebook and that's it. So right now I don't have something like I can say this is my goal for the number of times I post daily. But then I just make sure I don't miss out on any important info. Like something I'm going to be like, how come I didn't communicate on this? I just make sure I could post 10 times a day. Some days I could post just once. It all depends on the availability of news feeds.
Right. And talking about you having information about celebrities and trying to break the news. There's a time you posted something between Askia and Tila, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so when you posted Askia's side, the followers came for you. They were like, you did not share Tila's side. And then you came back and said Tila blocked you.
Mm-hmm.
Why did Tila block you?
Actually, my line of blogging, not even controversial, not even anything that could cause any. If someone is hitting me right now, then I don't know. You really have a serious problem, because what I do online, there is no point that someone can feel like this guy is getting me angry. So I used to talk about Tila. The only times if you search future Tila, the only post that will appear, everything is positive. When she started her business, that's something that I normally don't joke with. If you're a celebrity, I assume you're making a lot of money from gigs, from shows, all of this. So if you're an artist and you're starting up a business, it's very rare that I would just like pick it up because you're a celebrity and then I'll just communicate on it. If you're starting up a
Mhm.
business, then you need advertisement, you need clients, then you should know you're collaborating with promoters. But Tila's case, I saw how maybe things weren't like too straight for her career back then. She started her restaurant business. I even thought sometimes when you pay me, before I really sit down to say, okay, I'm thinking of a strategic way to post about this thing for it to pull traffic. If I just post Cameroonian artist Tila has started a new restaurant business, do well to patronize, it might not get engagements that way. Yeah. But when I sit down and I think of a different way to like call the caption in such a way that can pull people, that's what I actually did for Tila free of charge. Like I never got a comment from her under that post telling me thank you, nothing to nothing. Is it, some of these people they have their principle. If I have an issue with someone and you're close to that person, therefore we are enemies. So something at the back
Yeah.
of my mind tells me maybe she realized Askia's PR, because that time I was working in close collaboration with Askia. Maybe she realized, okay, I'm actually with Askia, we are working together, and she felt like this guy shouldn't, be seeing my stuff, and then oh, it was a mistake, but I can't really explain, because like I can't even guess that probably this is what I did one time that made her angry. I've always supported her.
Mm.
When she dropped her EP, her body of work, she invested so much on that EP. I woke up at 3 a.m. listened to the EP, wrote a review about the EP. My reviews back then were not really good, but at least I was trying my best. I was working with Napstar TV. I wrote a review on the
Mhm.
EP. I uploaded on Napstar TV. It got lots of engagements. So those are the things I've been doing for her, just to get up one day and get blocked. But then my post that day, posting Askia's side and not posting her side, it wasn't because I was feeling like some hate towards her, or I was feeling no. When the story came out like it was leaked from, should I say, Tila's side. The story about Askia not
Mhm.
wanting Tila to perform. So there was
Yeah.
already a narrative where everybody was like painting Askia black, that okay, this is an opportunity where someone else can benefit. Why are you stopping her from benefiting? The whole narrative was that Askia has seen an opportunity where someone else can benefit, and Askia is stopping that person from benefiting. So when Askia came with her side of the story, I came and I published it so that people can understand why, the reason for her actions. They have seen her actions and they have judged her.
Right.
It's just like you go to the roadside and then you see maybe someone hitting another person so hard, and you just conclude, why would we be doing this to someone? And then finally that person gets to say his own side of the story. It's just right that people listen to him too. So that was just the ideology. And then for Tila's side of the story, till today I don't know what Tila's side of the story was. I've not
Mm.
really taken time because of I'm not on her platform. She has blocked me ever since she blocked my personal profile.
Would you ever post again about Ella?
I've posted about her already. I don't carry hate for anyone in my heart. I posted about there's this movie she's featured on. I posted about it ever since already. I posted that wow, Tila is now in movies and we shouldn't miss out on this. I made a post about it. Posted the trailer, the teaser for the movie. I posted about it. So I don't have a problem with anybody.
Talking about controversy, and I want to ask this from this is a two ball question. Number one, I
Yeah.
want to ask you, does controversy sell? That's number one. Number two, there is a recent style of writing that I've seen you do multiple times where it is like you
Mm-hmm.
start with something that people do not expect, thinking that it's going to be a bad story. Like, I can't believe why Davido did this. How can Davido do this? Blah, blah, blah. And then they go to the end and it's like Davido's just released X and X. And which I found very interesting because many times when I fall on your stories, I'm just like intrigued. I fall for it as well. It causes me to want to read and to know what really happened. So, how do you think that little bit of controversy um, applies to the content? Number one, about the controversy, if it sells content. And number two, the style of writing and trying to put something which is a little controversial or like something like a bad news in your content. How would you approach that?
Okay. If I have to like give like this advice to content creators, I'm going to say this: if you're
Mm,
already in a position where you want to build your platform, the reality is that people will always be like pulled or they will always like be captured by controversial stuff. Majority of people on social media, when they see trouble, when they see okay, this person is against this person, there are fights going on, they always want to rush and go there. But then
mm,
when you post about this controversial stuff, it's going to earn you traffic, it's going to earn you engagements, but at the end of the
mhm.
day, it's going to earn you a lot of hate. And also you're going to be getting engagements from people who can't really help you like that, as in real life. They can't really give you business, they can't do anything. Like, for example, you coming up on social media to
Right.
insult Stanley, to talk about how he's probably whack, he's this and that. You're just saying it out of hate and you want engagements, you want people to follow on your page. That particular post from you is going to earn you engagements from other haters of Stanley.
Mhm.
But then that particular post is not going to be of advantage to you in real life. Like as a business person, I personally am a full-time blogger, and I have it in mind that by making issues with, let's say, what should I take? By making issues with so and so person, I'm putting myself in a situation where that person can tell another person, okay, don't contact that guy, contact this other person instead. Like I'm going to say my one
Ooh.
of my biggest secrets, how I'm able to generate a good amount of money from blogging, is that I have a lot of people who can stand somewhere and
Yeah, the
say,
good books. Hmm.
contact this person. Not
Yeah.
because the best. I'm not even. I will not even. If I want to really think, I will not even place myself top 10 best bloggers in Cameroon. I will not, because I know guys who write mad stuff. I know guys who do this kind of write-ups you read, and like I know a lot of them. So I'll not even place myself top 10. But then I feel like one of those things that puts me in a position where I'm able to make a bit is because, like right now, I don't have a single person in the industry that I can say this is my enemy. I don't have a single person that I can say, okay, we are not cool, we don't talk, we don't do this. Everybody, starting from all bloggers, almost all
Mm,
artists, there's this conversation that always goes on online that they will say, Boya bloggers, Yaounde bloggers, Bamenda bloggers.
mm,
I don't think there's a single blogger I know in this industry that you can mention that I will say this blogger has never contacted me with a deal or has never invited me to the
mm,
bar to come and eat from a plate, things like that. So when you do all this controversy, yeah, people praise you online, they call you Mr. Violence, but at the end of the day, what happens? At the end of the day, your platform even gets reported. Check platforms that were best in doing violence back then. Today, you discover that their engagements have been messed up. They post and they're not really getting.
mm,
They're not the hot again. They pop don't cool. Why? Because you were posting about violence back then. People were liking it. People were appreciating. But then, people were cutting you off from deals. People were reporting your page. And because of that, at the end of the day, you discover no one is really writing you for any business at all. Because trust me, I will not go ahead to mention names. But there are artists who will write me and be like, Future, I want you to get some bloggers and let's. I will mention it. They'll say, no, we don't want that, but remove that blogger from the list. It happens like that, and you ask yourself, what's the problem? Not like this blogger is probably not getting engagements. But because something once happened in 1995 that I felt like we will not be working with this blogger again, we don't want to have anything to do with this blogger. Again, there are some brands that will never want. I'm not talking about local gigs now. I'm talking about like brands like Orange, Cameroon, MTN. There are some big brands that will
You don't
never
want to
want to associate with a
associate.
platform that
Yep.
is that is known for controversy. They will never. So if you're going into blogging, I mean, like I said, I'm a full-time. There's nothing else I do. I wake up 4 a.m. to midnight, and I'm on my phone looking for updates. And again, it's also entertaining since I can be watching funny videos here and there while working at the same time. So as a full-time blogger who is into this thing to make money, know the importance of being in good terms with people. Sometimes people say I'm fake. Sometimes people say, because this is one thing about me. If I listen to a song from a Cameroonian artist that I don't like, this is what I will do. I'll simply keep quiet. I will not make a single statement about it. Not every song that comes out in the industry is not every song that I post about. Sometimes you see a popular artist will release a song. I will not post about that particular song. There are artists that I posted about their former release, but I didn't post about the one they just dropped. Probably because I listened to it and I didn't like it. There was nothing to write home about. So then for me to come up, putting up a writer and fooling myself that I like it, I better just ignore it altogether. But there are some people who will listen to it and they will not act like that. They will come online now to trash it. There are a lot of artists that there was a time if I wanted to write about them, it would have been totally negative. But today I'm working in close collaboration with these artists and I'm promoting their stuff mainly because when I wanted to write about them back then, what I wanted to write is not something that they could really appreciate. Criticism, no matter how constructive it is, most Cameroonian entertainers don't know how to handle critics. They just feel like it's hate, no matter how good you put your words together. You know, first of all, these artists are surrounded by people. Most of the time, they lie to them. Just gets a manager. That artist is really paying that manager so well. So the manager feels like, well, everything he's doing, let me not talk down on his work. Most artists like being praised. They don't like when you want to correct them because they always have the mentality they know too much. So most of the times I don't even bother myself coming online to say, okay, I'm trying to talk controversial, because at the end of the day, the artist will not take home anything from what you're saying. They already have what is in their mind and they feel like you are in no position to tell them anything. So concerning my style of writing, starting with controversial stuff, like I said, at the end of the day, when you read it, you'll still discover. Most people are pulled by controversy. When they get pulled now by this controversy, they want to read through, find they discover something positive. So at the end of the day, they get to enjoy what they read. They enjoy the creativity. It's just to pull their attention, but at the end of the day, they will see there's something positive. So yeah, I personally, I'm not against any blogger who chooses the controversial stuff. Like we are all chasing our different paths, and you feel like if that's what's good for you, but I'm just like sending this message to young bloggers, content creators who like admire me and they probably like my style. If you want to do like me, then seriously, you're looking at the business side of the whole thing. You don't want a situation where there will be a big opportunity somewhere, your name will be forwarded and someone rejects your name, probably because you once said this nonsense about this particular person. Just take, for example, two big stars in the industry, Stanley Eno and Jovi. They have this beef among them. And most bloggers, when they get into the industry, they feel like it is by fully taking one side that you can. Like, there are some bloggers that they already know this blogger hates Stanley Eno. There are other bloggers that they know this blogger hates Jovi. So, because of that, you create a platform that is in support of Stanley Eno full percent. You discover that Jovi fans, they are not interested in your platform. Anything you're saying doesn't make sense. You create a platform that's in full support of Jovi, discover that you're, but then I'm that person that always try, even though at the back of my mind, deep inside, I know the person I really listen to, I know the person I really admire, but then my page isn't there to like defend my personal interest or what I feel. It's there to serve the public, to give them what they like. So of course, if Jovi is doing something amazing, I talk about it. If Stanley Eno is doing something amazing, I talk about it and I give them equal hype. I can bring a post that I hype Jovi so much that people were commenting, Just Talk say Bimbo Gang one time. I can also bring a post that I hype so much that people were commenting, Just Talk say King Kong Gang one time. So I just try to be a neutral person that I avoid controversial stuff. And like I said, if you want engagements, if your goal is just engagements, it's fine. Go for controversy, but just know your platform is not going to last long. Like I said, it will give you engagements, but people will start reporting your page. And when people consistently report your page, Facebook starts looking into it and be like, why is this page being so much of a nuisance to people that they keep complaining about the page? And very soon you discover your page has been shadow banned, you're posting, nobody is seeing. So yeah.
I've never heard anyone break down the idea of using controversy like you've just done. And I think even to those who are going to watch this is pure gold. Pure gold. Understanding this, and these are not things that anyone could get anywhere. Let's talk about starting blogging afresh in 2024. What are my chances to
Yeah.
succeed realistically?
It's
Mhm.
never too late. You could start even when you feel like there's this people that always say bloggers don't plenty past artists. But the reality is it's never too late. You have bloggers like it's Ode who decided to create his personal platform and start working on it just like late 2023. He had his blog already, but then he decided to create a personal timeline, like follow the line of being an influencer, and he
Mhm.
started getting engagement. So it's never too late to create a platform. It's never too late to pull people. Recently, my page was getting a lot of engagements, my personal page Fuchor. Why? Because I decided to follow up the AFCON and really be, how can I say, I really put out those infos about what everything that's going on during the AFCON tournament. So you could
Mhm.
want to start your platform and then you decide to start it during a period that a particular stuff is trending. You decide to kickstart your platform during a particular time when this thing is trending. And again, when you make a post about the AFCON, there are lots of groups that have been created and dedicated to the tournament that's going on. You can always share in
Brilliant.
it. So anybody who had intentions of starting blogging in 2024, the first thing that person was supposed to like keep in mind is that there is this big game that everyone is talking about. That's the trending topic. Whether now
Hmm.
it happen, that's like the main thing that's at the center. Everybody is searching about AFCON every day. You create a platform dedicated to just talking about AFCON, you know, introduce people to your style of writing. Maybe the AFCON is already almost coming to an end, but then there are lots of events that are coming up, a lot of things that are happening in the world that keeps happening. A trend might just pop up, and then you decide to capitalize on that trend. You start your journey. So
Hmm.
it's never too late. Trends never end. There's never a perfect time to start blogging. There are always things to talk about. There's always something to report on. Just make sure you always do your fact checking. Always make sure before you're giving out an information, at least you're sure that you're getting it from a credible source too. And then when your platform gets this credibility, there's no limit as to how big you can get.
Hmm. Quick one. Image versus video. Which one would you go for, and which one builds a page more or faster?
For my platform, I prefer images.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I like to
So,
I
yeah.
like to first of all give what I prefer, and then on a general note, I say for someone who has monetized his page, for example, you need videos, but make sure you're not posting a video that's copyrighted because you're going to be making more money from videos. And again, a very good video has higher chances of getting engagements than a very good picture. But then
Hmm.
the way it all depends on the kind of audience you have and what they have gotten used to. Your audience can sometimes I consider audience like a child that I'm raising.
Hmm.
Sometimes I even try to like post something that is out of the usual. Like my followers don't expect me to come sometimes and post about some kind of violence. So when they see me, I just come and put up a post that looks like maybe violence, they will skip. Or when I post something that looks too political or something. Or when I come and put up a very deep, long kind of write up that I'm not used to seeing, you will not get engagements. So the way
Hmm.
I've trained my followers, they are used to seeing more of pictures than videos from my platform. But I'll advise that if you have your way, that you can always get good videos which are not copyrighted, of course. If you can always get good videos, then of course that will also be a good idea. Posting of
Right.
videos.
Awesome. Let's talk about this. Another one. Starting blogging in 2024. Would you start by creating a website or start by creating a Facebook page?
As a Cameroonian who wants to start blogging in 2024, you have to start by creating a Facebook page.
Okay. Interesting. That's another
Okay, let me
interesting
let me
one.
say this. You just talked about website right now. I believe I should
Okay.
like talk about this too. I actually created a website ever since it was created for me by Ranzi Kimbi, musicbasedafrica.com, and I had a platform where I was able to pull lots and lots of people to read. There was one month I got over 300,000 visitors on the website, but then I was able to discover something.
What's up, guys? Very quick one before you keep watching the rest of the video. So we have just announced the launch of the Smart Club, which is my private mentorship club for anyone who wants to learn a high income digital marketing skill. So I just wanted to have a quick break to tell you about it. 12 plus digital marketing skills that you can learn from, whether you're building your personal brand, whether you want to become a freelancer, a service provider, or your goal is to learn that digital marketing skill and learn a digital marketing job. 12 plus digital marketing skills, and I'm personally going to mentor you for the next couple of months every week through my live masterclasses and everything like that. And so I just wanted to break here and ask you to go check it out. Down in the description, there's going to be a link. Go check it out and make sure that you enroll in the club before you continue watching the rest of the video. I look forward to seeing you on your very first club session.
About making money online, like getting paid directly, like getting paid directly by Facebook, getting paid directly by Instagram, Twitter, all of this.
Access.
Once you're
Mhm.
in Cameroon, it becomes very difficult for you. Like during the period that I successfully monetized my website, despite all those visitors that I was getting and all of that, if I'm able to convert the money that I was able to make into franc CFA, I'm not sure I was able to make up to 30,000. Mainly being because sometimes this website display ads that
Mhm.
only people who are outside, for example, can really be interested in. When
Mhm.
we as Cameroonians or Africans, once we are going through Google and then these ads pop up, most of the times we just wait for it to finish loading, then we ignore. We don't actually
Yeah.
follow up to see whatsoever is happening. So if you create your website that focuses on talking about African content, you get lots of Africans visiting your website, not Americans. You get lots of Africans who probably, okay, maybe you posted that video with Skid, they're having this controversy. Check out the video on our website. People will visit your website, read the news. If any ad appears, I'm sure if you've worked with a website, then you understand that when you monetize your website, what happens is they place these ads on your website that people can go through, probably follow all this and that. So at the end of the day, I
Mhm.
wasn't really making money from the website. And as I said, the goal in this whole thing is to be able to make some money. The website is
Right.
still there. I don't really put in a lot of energy like that. And I know lots of bloggers who have, or should I say, who had websites, but you don't really see them putting up the website. The only time they post the link to their website is when maybe an artist has dropped a song, and in the promo package, there's probably a clause where they have to like upload the song on the website. That's the only time where they even use the website. So at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, websites are very important. You can't even call yourself a
Yeah.
blogger at that
Without
peak level
website. Yeah.
without saying you have a website. It doesn't make sense. So you need a website. But I'm talking about if you want to start blogging in Cameroon, you want to take this blogging as your profession. My brother, my sister, create your Facebook page, begin to pull engagements on that page. That's it.
Right.
And
I
again,
think
to
that,
be
yeah.
realistic, there has been
Mhm.
there has not been a time where someone said, I'm not working with you because you don't have a website. Like someone came to
Yeah.
me for promo and the person was like, okay, since you don't have a website, sorry, you cannot work. So at the end of the day, create your Facebook page. Important.
Yeah. I think that the baseline is really understanding the context of where you are, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, for example, I do a lot of PR. I'll go out there for my own PR and other things. So I realized, let me share this from a business perspective for those who are kind of out. A lot of times when I do projects, when I do different things, I will contact other friends. I will contact other people. Hey, please do this. Hey, please do this. But here's the thing that I realized: when you are trying to get the boss to your thing, you're trying to get people to know your stuff. Facebook posts are the go-to place. But I realized that on the international level, when I started going out, started interacting, a lot of people, if I interact with someone, if I send someone an email trying to pitch something, the first thing they do is Google me. So I'm like, okay, I have to, for my context, I needed to, yes, I want the boss, I want the Facebook pages to post me, but also sometimes just leave something on the page, right? So even for someone who's starting blogging, it's good to think about it, just like you've rightly broken it down, is you go for the content, right? Then at
Yeah.
the back end, you have your website, which supports that and also puts you out there. Even if someone out of the country is typing, hey, they know that this is somebody who is existing. Another quick
Yeah.
one. Hashtags or no hashtags on Facebook?
Hashtags, especially when you're talking about trending topics. If
Do
something
they
is really
work?
buzzing, like if you're talking about the AFCON right now, there are trending hashtags that you could always use. Hashtags,
Mm,
100%. It has
mm,
no negative this thing. Just use it.
right.
There's one time
Awesome.
I started up this platform when TB Joshua passed away. This platform never had, like, I created the page just for creating sake. We had like 500 followers.
Mm-hmm.
When I posted about the person of TB Joshua and then I added hashtag rare PTB Joshua, usual. That post had close to, I mean, the page was just 500 followers. He had like 5,000 likes. Used.
Amazing. When we talk about um, avenues of blogging, and I'm just trying to break that down. Let's say we were to come up, you and I right now, sitting down to think about the top five avenues of blogging. What would you say those avenues are? Where let's say I'm getting into blogging and I'm trying to realistically think how much I could make from blogging. What are these avenues? What would you say are the avenues? I know that number one, you would say um, from promotions,
Mm-hmm.
businesses or organizations or artists or people contacting you for promo, right? That's the first. If you were to list the second, third, fourth, and fifth, what would you say?
That's just really like, that's just like the main avenue. That's just like the main
Okay.
one. And then again, you getting, again, we are looking at the situation when you're talking to me right now. I'm a blogger, and when I talk about being a blogger, I'm talking about someone who has social media handles where I frequently create content for engagements. So yeah,
Mm,
the main avenues first of all is getting gigs from all these brands. As I stand right now, I've worked with Orange, I've worked with ICT University, I've worked with artists, I've worked with a lot of cosmetic brands, stuff like that. So the
mm.
main thing is getting these people who are coming to you to get their stores promoted. And again, getting, like, recently I announced that my page was given a music based Africa. It was giving this bonus where they were giving me the chance to generate over 18 million francs CFA before the 2nd of February. So
Mm.
by getting your page monetized, that's another avenue where you could actually
Yeah,
get
that's
money.
a Facebook partner program.
Yeah.
So let's talk
So
about have you had to experience that before, or is it something you're testing? Because I also got invited to it. Although I'm not sure. I just
yeah,
like I'm not saying anything yet
I,
because
I
I
started
wanted to.
I,
You
I started experiencing it. It has not been long. Like, I got my first ever something from Facebook. I think it was in the month of December, and that was 300,000 from Facebook. So uh, my page is in a position where I can make money from posting reels, from posting videos, from even posting just pictures, getting likes, and all of that. And if you want to
that
monetize your page,
the 300,000 you made was over what specific period of time, if you don't mind me asking?
it was 1 month. It's just as I monetized my page, that's what I was able to make. That
From
was what I was
comments?
able to make. And again, as you monetize your page, if you are in Cameroon, like that page Music Based Africa, I don't have access to that page. The page is in custody of someone who is in the United States. We just trust the person, and then if we have any content, we send to a WhatsApp group, and the person does the posting, anything. So we try as much as possible to avoid copyright stuff, because once you start getting any issues with Facebook, they start unplugging those things. Like my personal page Future, I monetized it too, but it never even make up to 3 weeks. They moved the thing. I was not able to make money from in-stream ads. So when you monetize your page, it requires a lot of you being responsible, you avoiding situations where Facebook can potentially oblieve one of those. Because there are different ways you could get stars, you can make money from reels, you can make money in stream ads, live videos. There's something you can do that, okay, can push Facebook to say you will stop making money from this particular side. And when it happens like that, it takes a long time for you to heal back and get in line. So yeah, that's it.
If we try to break it down, just this might be like my last question on monetization. If we try to break it down, is there a metrics where you could be like, for every post, let's say I make a post, I get 200 comments, I get this number of shares, and maybe it could generate 10, 15, $20. Is there any metrics like
O-
that?
Okay, I will not say there is a metrics, but I will say every post that gets a good amount of engagements, like the more the engagements, it brings you money. But then the fact that I had 10,000 likes or 10,000 views on a particular video and probably made, let's say, $10 from it doesn't mean you have 10,000 views and
Yeah,
also get
because it
that same ten
depends.
dollars
Yeah,
because
where people are
uh,
watching CPMs.
well, that was it. Sometimes you watch all of these videos and then at the end they display an ad that you have to watch, and Facebook is going to like drop a message to support the
Yeah.
creator. That's what you have to do. So at times there are people who watch your video, you get that 10,000 views, but there are people who watch just like the first 5 seconds. There are people who watch the full video. So that's it. There's no particular metrics. But then if you check on Google, they will tell you this number of views is this, but all of that is not really applicable. And different areas too is different. A Cameroonian admin, he was limiting one or two stuffs. So someone who is in the United States and has gotten 1 million views, or you who is in Cameroon and your video has also gotten 1 million views, I'm not sure the payment is going to be the same.
No, for no different because it's a different CPM and based on the audience and
Yeah.
yeah, purchasing power. Yeah. If I were to ask you, if someone was to say future, what has been your biggest realization since starting blogging? What would your answer be to that?
I didn't think by being a blogger because at the beginning, since I wasn't exposed to what more boy, you know, having 1,000 was
Mhm.
like a very big. I could go to the farm, the whole day work, and then after that I get 1.5, and that would be something after putting in a lot of work. But then I never had the idea that even by being a blogger, I could be able to make even more than 30,000 a month. But then I'm in a position where, at least, if you want over bad, na bad. If you want over bad, na bad. At least 800K. That's for a bad month. So I never ever felt like, okay, I could really make such amount of money online. And then I used to have this mindset that any young person, that's why I don't really blame when someone say, okay, you just scam, you hype for backlog, you just scam. So I never ever had the idea that by being a blogger, by working online, it was possible to generate. I knew you could generate something, but then I underestimated how much you could actually generate.
Mm.
So I've been able to save a lot from just that one single source of income. The other realization is that I had is that in as much as people get uploaded for putting up very long, rich, how can I say, like all these big write-ups, you get uploaded for putting that up. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you don't really need that much knowledge to be a blogger. You don't need, if you look at the
Mm.
biggest blogger in Nigeria, he writes nothing. Tunde Eno. He just writes
Mm.
something and that's it. So you just have to look for a way to capture your audience. It doesn't have to do with you writing long write-ups here and there. Not like trying to say all of that doesn't matter. It matters, but then you shouldn't feel like if you cannot write this kind of grammar, it means you can't become a blogger. If you look at
Yeah.
the most popular page in Cameroon right now, Papers, well, he's not someone who puts up the long kind of write-ups that you feel like maybe you're attending a university class or something. He's like he just puts up these funny write-ups and he's over 1 million followers now. So what I felt was okay, being a blogger, you must be this very intelligent person who has a good mastery of English language, knowing how to do this. No, but then you just have just the basic skill, which is knowing how to write and knowing how to coy a caption in a way that can pull people. It's not necessarily having to write so much. That was the other realization. So, uh, yeah, those are the two big things that I realized in blogging so far.
Right. What's up, guys? Very quick one before you keep watching the rest of the video. So we have just announced the launch of the Smart Club, which is my private mentorship club for anyone who wants to learn a high income digital marketing skill. So I just wanted to have a quick break to tell you about it. 12 plus digital marketing skills that you can learn from, whether you're building your personal brand, whether you want to become a freelancer, a service provider, or your goal is to learn that digital marketing skill and land a digital marketing job. 12 plus digital marketing skills, and I'm personally going to mentor you for the next couple of months every week through my live master classes and everything like that. And so I just wanted to break here and ask you to go check it out. Down in the description there's going to be a link. Go check it out and make sure that you enroll in the club before you continue watching the rest of the video. I look forward to seeing you on your very first club session. In
Yeah.
October 2022, you announced Big City and you wrote
23.
something and said, after years of saving from blogging and thinking of what to do with money, I'm glad to announce that the construction of my big city is officially ongoing. Was that
Yeah.
true or was that boss?
I would never do birds or something like that. Imagine driving away the potential destiny helpers with something that is not real. As a young guy of my age, there are certain things that I would say are there sacrifices. I don't feel like they are sacrifices. It's just like a state of mind that I have, which is helping me. You will never see me in a club. You will never see me that I'm out partying with my friends.
Mm.
Right now, I look, I see my TV, see my pod, all thing hang. Simply because I know that renting a bigger place is going to take me a lot of money. So what I did is, I just started saving. once I zone, which is my mother's house, having to live under her roof. I want to be in a position where I will be aware that I have to pay light bills, I have to pay cable, I have to do all of that. So it's going to push me to want to work hard and knowing that everything is on my head. Again, I made it as a law. I will never write anybody to say borrow me money. I can say this in front of the whole world and nobody will say, oh, you're lying. I borrowed you this money. Yeah, so and so day. I never do that. I never beg anyone for financial support, even my mom. I know that in life, it's okay to do that once in a while, but that's a mindset that I decided to develop for myself that's going to push me to work so hard. And that's it. Like I said, I don't go clubbing, I don't do the basic things. All my money that I get, there are some days I drink Gary. As I should offer, and I share for coconut days what I bought yesterday because uh, today na which day said today na Friday. Last week I had a goal to save a particular amount and I didn't attain that goal. And when I get to that point, I kind of inconvenient myself. I don't feel like I have to go and eat some kind of expensive food. So now I just should don't go now for my tango place, spend like 300 on touch up, drink enough water, sleep that day because so I overwork myself, put myself in a situation where I'm very uncomfortable. Sometimes I post a picture like I go for an event. Recently, there's this award that I went for that I won best blogger. I think that was a Kamif. No, Simfest Music Awards. So I went for it, and everyone was like, "Ah, this guy, you're going for an award. Like they expect you to dress this dope." I was just putting on my t-shirt and a trouser. So at the end of the day, those are some of the things I do. So it's not just the fact that I'm making money for blogging. It's the fact that when I make this money, I discipline myself so much to make sure that I'm not spending way more than I'm earning. A lot of people, first of all, I don't think anybody knows my house. The only person who really knows where I live in the industry is the CEO of 237 Showbiz, Victor, the chief editor. One time he really said, okay, at least you should come and see where I live, this and that. I couldn't really just refuse. That's because of all I know that where I live, a lot of people expect that okay, this future guy, the way he's online, he's probably living in a big place, this and that. But no, I live in one room. I pay 30K monthly just so that I'm able to minimize how much I'm spending. And 2020,
Hold up,
that post you're talking
hold up.
about, I posted it in
You make
2023.
hold up. You're making
Mm-hmm.
800K a month at least, but you're living in a room where
In
you're
one room,
paying
yeah,
80K a month,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then you're minimizing your expenditures. This is just blowing my mind, man.
Yeah, that's it. Again, if I have a girlfriend, every successful young man, if you can get a girl who probably understands your vision, who understands the stuff you're driving at, not the guy kind of girl who will be telling you about, I want to buy this expensive wig, this and that. There are some guys who can spend a lot just to get girls. I'm not one of those people. In fact, my love language is stinginess, as in if I'm with you and you want to know I love you, I'm very stingy. And that's my love language. So yeah, I do those things. There are a lot of things I do. Like that post you're talking about, that was in 2023. In
Mm.
2022, I actually bought a plot with the first million I made. I made it
Oh,
like when I made this money, I had to go into one very big forest. I went and sat down. I called my mom. I started crying. I said, "Mama, I've made my first
mm.
million." And she was like, she was very excited when she felt like, let me keep it to myself, this and that. So I made that 1 million, and then when I transited to 2023, I'm really bad with keeping dates. But then when I gathered my first 4 million, I used 3.3 million. I bought a piece
Mm.
of land in Boya, and then I decided to start with a foundation, and then that's it. Every amount of money I was saving in the bank before, but I suddenly stopped. Every amount of money I have, like right as I sit right now, aside the money I just got recently for promo, I'm empty because once I get money, pap, I buy probably 500 blocks. I stock them so that at the end of the day, when I'm inviting workers, I just start thinking of how much I'm going to pay them. The work just starts going on. So I don't have the fact that I'm not yet a family man. I don't have kids. I don't have wives I'm taking care of. Just my mom, she has her own things. My parents are still young. My mom is just about 39. They are able to make a lot for themselves. So I don't really have to, be there for them like that too much. So every little thing that I have, there are some basic things. My TV where I get on my house safe. It's just like late 2023 that I actually bought this TV. I was at home very comfortable without a TV because I felt like I'd even watch and save. But when I had a girl, she felt like, at least let me have some of these basic things. Cheer, I mean, cheer SF, I'm not the time for us with person visit. I wasn't even entertaining visitors. So I'm just trying all these things. I'm just trying to tell you how inconvenient, like the way I made my. You entered my room back then. I just recently away few things that won't be positioned inside my room because I'm trying to make it just to please the girl I'm dating. That's just it. Because she feels like even if now wait, at least get these basic things. If the force me now for buy fridge, for buy my head then that money for fridge. we use and buy a
You go hear
couple
the
of bags of
interview.
cement.
You go
If
hear
I
the
need for water,
interview.
I go
Don't
drink
die.
her for night. So yeah, you entered my house back then. Nothing, nothing. I live totally. That's simply because I'm still young and I feel like I'll start living a kind of life when I'm in my 30s. I feel like I'm still young now. I have so much energy now. So let me invest more in, trying to put up something that once I start losing energy. And again, I'm a person where I made this post about on Facebook one time about my early beginnings, how my bro and I were working in this foundation. I don't see a lot of suffer from a very young age. I was forced to leave. I didn't enjoy the life of being a kid that you saw, okay, riding bicycles, going to the field. It was all about work. The kind of work I was doing at my young age, I carried things so that I started bad head at a very young age because of the excess work I was doing. You look at me, I was just like these people from Ethiopia, was for Central Africa, all of that, was suffering from war crisis and that. So I used to have been through a lot that right now when I start making the little I make, I manage it so much because the fear of not wanting to go back to the position where I was before. I know what I've seen. I know how before having to pay my fees in a lower seat, my dad and I had to go and work in Shanties. Money for buy better boot not be there because we are managing. I wear two rope. We disobey orders for Shanties. I wear two rope go to mix cement. My food then high, so keepers they come off my food. Cement they chop my food. We will go for use money go heal them. So mark day for my knee, for my foot, a very big mark when I've got the transfer block jam and all those things. Like I've also done some kind of things that some men are in their 30s and they have not done yet. So because of that, the smallest 1K enter my account. I manage and so back Gary not the lack for my household. Steady drinking Gary all the time. Sometimes I do give away online. People feel like, oh, it's because I'm too comfortable. No, that giveaway is investment. When someone pays me for promo, the person sees my ability to pull engagements on a post. The person is like, wow, that's good. So once in a while, I do these giveaways so that people keep being in. It's not like I'm kind, I have too much. No, I live the most humble life just to make sure that I'm doing something and I'm happy. You spoke about me posting about starting big city. I've actually I completed a second decking. That was like 2 days ago. And right now, as I'm totally flat, my total amount of money that I have now is nothing meaningful. Like I've literally gone down because I wanted to complete a project. So that's what I do. I prefer to like use everything that I have. I do something meaningful. I start gathering again. Right now, there's a deal I'm expecting. There's a deal I've negotiated on. I'm expecting payment. When the money will come, I'm still going to save. I don't eat much. I live alone. So that's it. It entails a lot of sacrifices. People are going to say, okay, why is it that this other guy has been in blogging for a long time? Most bloggers live good. You visit bloggers, you see all the blogger has. See cheer them, see fresh, see flat screen TV, see number of rooms. Like living high class, you understand? So most bloggers live their lives good. But then you calculate how much person is spending on top rents. See somebody paying like close to more than 100,000 for rent monthly. But me, a whole year, if for things that I do, I cut my costs as much as I can. I don't go out a lot because I know once you begin to go out this party, they'll start heal you for you. Last night when I go event, I uploaded the video online. I go event where they invite me based on say I be blogger. The MC can be, man move money. But I say we are trained to, have a very strong fist. So that's it. I don't go out like that because once you go out, you're creating an avenue where you have to spend a lot of money. I don't go for parties. I don't do this. I don't even drink alcohol in the first place. That I will say okay. So I struggle. I try my best to eliminate the things that I know. Okay, this thing can potentially bring me down, and then everything that I have. My goal is always to, when I open my savings, I see how much is there. That's what makes me smile. It's not by wearing the most expensive or by holding the most expensive phone. My phone will get for that I use for business. Now so I hook up. I hold and so then I put am on top a power bank. If I remove this thing now from charge, pap, it don't off. So I try my best as possible to make sure that everything I'm doing, I'm not spending so much,
Conscious.
so that the majority
Mhm.
of my money I'm saving.
Love it, bro. I love it, bro, because I can totally relate. I know that for us young people, there is always the tendency to want to match up when you start. And it's interesting that you're talking about this because I was saying this to somebody yesterday. Quick story. We are in the age where when people start making money, they want to show off on social media. And
Yeah.
I was talking to, I will talk with some of my friend, and I said to her, I said, when you start making money, for me, my focus is number one, making my life comfortable. When I make my life comfortable, for example, I wouldn't mind spending 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million on my laptop because that's an investment. Like you said, even with the giveaway, that's an investment.
Mm-hmm.
I won't mind setting those little things in place. But at the same time, there is a very strong consciousness on how you're spending your money. You're not trying to impress people. "Oh, because of this, man, moving to a bigger house. Because of this, let me wear these designers. Let me wear this." There's going to be time for that, bro. There's going to be time for that. So I totally relate with you doing that. And I think that you're totally on the right path. Investing your money, being more conscious about the things that you have to do. My last question for you, which is the last question we ask every guest on this interview. When all is said and done, how do you want to be remembered as future?
When I'm gone, I want to be remembered as someone who did so much good to the society. I'm not in a position where I can actually be spending so much to please people yet. But again, like I said, I come from a very humble background. I know a lot of things that I would have wanted to do back then because I could not do. But then that's just
Mm,
something. There are other people, they are not even able to enjoy life itself, probably because they are held down by an illness. They are like financially down in every definition of it. So I want to be remembered as that person who was able to like reach out to the less privileged to change a lot of
mm,
lives. So far I've not like attained the level where I can be doing that effortlessly, but with the little I have, like my book I released recently, like I will tell you, my first goal, I'm not even going to name it as a second goal. My first goal, I recently spoke about this with the daily singer. My first goal that I had in mind was that I wanted to be able to do something to impact the society, my followers, this world, these thousands of people who follow me. At least let me do something that's going to benefit them. So the first goal
yeah.
was to be able to use the money generated from it to do a reach out. And yeah, I collaborated with a charity organization, Victor's Foundation, and he was able to reach out with Christmas, blessings for a couple of people. So
Mm,
that's my major goal. That's something that I have as something I want to be remembered for. That good person. And again, a good name is everything. I want a situation where my kids are able to get opportunities someday because they say this person's father was this or that. So I want to be remembered as someone who positively impacted the society.
mm. Love it, bro. I've loved every step of the conversation we've had. And the thing that I appreciate more about you is that you're more reflective and you're a more detailed person than I thought. And I'm sure even for those who will watch this, they're also going to realize that you're more deep. You think more intuitively, and with the way you're making your moves, it's clear that you have a focus. So I want to thank you for having this conversation, man. Hopefully for those who are going to watch this should be like some few gold for them. And also in the comment section, we're going to leave a link to Future's book, which you guys can get. Man, thank you again for doing this. I do appreciate you for your
You're
time.
welcome. You're welcome.
If you just enjoyed this episode, the chances are that you're going to enjoy other amazing episodes that we've recorded, so you can check that out somewhere around this video. Before you go, please make sure you check our 3 boxes. First things first, please make sure to hit the subscribe or the follow button down below, because the more we grow, the bigger guests we can approach on this platform and the more value we can bring to you here on the podcast. Second, a lot of friends always reach out to me and say something like, "Hey Arrey, I really did enjoy this particular segment of this episode." Pick up your phone and send this to a friend and say, "Hey, check this out, between 10 to 15 minutes, there's something very important I'd love you to see. Number 3, please make sure to check out the links in the description for very helpful resources. You're going to find the link to join the Smart Club, which is my private mentorship club for friends who want to learn and master a high-income digital marketing skill. Whether your goal is to build your personal brand, become a freelancer, or get a job in digital marketing, the Smart Club is going to be the right place for you. So before you go, please make sure to tick those 3 boxes. Like I always say, my friends, cheers to many more years of shamelessly living and crazily excelling in passion and purpose. And I'll speak to you in the next episode.